You're listening to the Monday Night Community Show with Daniel on BRFM.
With Talking Life, I'm Lara Snell. In the week we celebrate National No Smoking Day. New research has revealed that 1 in 8 of us still know someone who's flouting the ban. What's more, several years after the ban's introduction, 1 in 12 of us say we'd like to see the law overturned. And with an increasing number of people now turning to smoking alternatives such as e-cigarettes, some are wondering the effect that awareness days such as No Smoking Day have. Michael Clappers from VapeStick, who conducted the research, he explained why people worried about their health are now turning to products like his.
Firstly, they are far healthier than a tobacco cigarette because they don't contain the same thousands of chemicals and dozens of carcinogens as you find in combusted tobacco smoke. Secondly, because they are far cheaper than the equivalent tobacco habit. And the last reason is because it allows a smoker to carry on living their life without feeling like a social pariah, and in all the places where smoking tobacco has since long been banned.
And he also wanted to dispel some of the myths surrounding the chemicals the electronic cigarettes contain.
Nicotine is known to be, in these quantities that are found in electronic cigarettes, no more harmful to humans than the caffeine is in coffee. Propylene glycol, whilst it sounds complicated, is actually the same thing that's used in asthma inhalers, lots of other everyday products, theatrical fog machines, and has been deemed as completely safe for human consumption. And the last thing is flavouring, which is the same thing we all have every day in the foods we eat.
One of Britain's most loved entrepreneurs has launched a tour of the country's schools aimed at inspiring the next generation. Levi Roots, famed for reggae sauce and Dragon's Den, wants to encourage kids to follow their passions in the same way that he did with his love for cooking and music. This at a time when the government's launching an initiative to get pupils in primary and secondary schools to learn cooking skills and promote a healthier way of living. Levi explained to us a bit more about why he launched his School of Life tour.
I think it's important to put something back. I've been having the support of young people all over the UK ever since I sort of came out the Dragon's Den with my products and as my brand. And now is the time for me to get back in there and say to kids that, I'm going to help you to get a voice where food and healthy eating is concerned. I'm really concerned that kids don't learn the basic skills of cooking while they're in school, especially at primary age.
And he explained how pupils and teachers can make sure their school gets involved.
For anyone out there, teachers or any kind of educational institution that would like us to visit, with the School of Life tour, please contact us at www.reggae-reggae.co.uk.
With Talking Life, I'm Lara Snell.
With Talking Money, I'm Simon Cliff. We have hopes rising that the Chancellor George Osborne may be scrapping a planned rise in fuel duty come next week's budget. Talking Money's Becky Belling has more.
It's hoped the planned rise will be dropped to appease Tory MPs who are campaigning against the planned autumn increase. After a price drop at the pumps in previous months, recently we've seen a rise, with prices for unleaded petrol now standing at around £140 a litre again, squeezing the finances of both families and businesses. There has been some respite this month, with the supermarkets cutting prices, but many households still spend a considerable proportion of their income on fuel. Since the beginning of this year, petrol has risen by around 8p a litre, whilst diesel has risen by around 6.5p.
Now elsewhere, the supermarket chain Morrison's has announced it intends to move into the online market by the end of 2013. This comes as they announce a loss in profits over the last 12 months. They're currently the UK's 4th largest supermarket, but they're falling behind their rivals, who already have a strong internet presence. Online food shopping is currently thought to be growing at around 20% every year. And HM Revenue and Customs have announced the closure of all of its 281 tax inquiry offices, which are thought to have helped around 2.5 million people last year. The closures are going to happen in 2014, and 1,300 jobs will be put at risk. The HMRC says that the services will be replaced by phone advice lines as well as home visits. The move is being made in order to save them around £13 million every year. With Talking Money, I'm Simon Cliff.
With Talking Health, I'm Lara Snell. It's a condition that affects around 7 million people across the UK and can leave them feeling trapped, depressed or even unable to leave their own homes. But shockingly, it's a condition that's also often swept under the carpet. We're talking about overactive bladder or OAB, and research collated as part of the bladderproblem.co.uk campaign reveals that over half of the women surveyed were too embarrassed to seek help from their GP. One aim of the campaign is to let sufferers know that help is available and that their quality of life can be improved. Sue Riders, a specialist nurse working on the bladderproblem.co.uk campaign, she explained a bit more about the condition.
Overactive bladder or OAB is a serious bladder condition, and basically the main symptoms are frequency, going to the toilet more than 8 times a day, urgency, the lack of ability to hold on. You also may get up quite frequently at night. It's normal to go about once, but with this condition you can go several times. But the key message is really to not put up with it. Go and visit your GP, there are lots of treatments available.
And TV star Linda Robson explained her experience of the condition with her mother, who was a sufferer.
OAB can be a debilitating condition to live with, both mentally and physically. The impact it has on people is that my mum in particular found it really difficult to leave the house, and wherever we were going, the first thing she'd do is find the nearest loo.
Surgeons in London have carried out the first ever warm liver transplant. A piece of equipment was trialled which keeps the liver as if it was inside the body rather than on ice as they currently are. Chilling organs can cause them to become damaged. And European men are lagging behind their female counterparts when it comes to life expectancy, according to a major new report. The World Health Organization report showed that they've still not reached the average expectancy that women enjoyed in 1980. The gap between the sexes currently stands at 7.5 years. With Talking Health, I'm Lara Snell.